Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here at the Australia Marketplace, the first live one they've had since 2019. I'm here with Dave Thomas, who's Vice President of Sales for the Americas for Qantas. And if you want to get your clients to Australia, what a better way to do than Qantas. And we're going to talk to Dave about what's going on with Qantas today, what are the gateways from the U.S., new routes, new service, and a whole lot more. You'll find out about that on Insider Travel Report. Dave, first of all, I've flown Qantas in the past, not recently, obviously. Australia reopened in February, and now you're back. And I don't know is capacity on the routes back to full strength, or you're still working it up?
Yeah, it's a good question. We're still working it up. I mean, it hit pretty quick when the borders opened up, and so we had pretty much shut down the international part of the airline for 2 years. And so just starting up an airline after that long, it's not easy. I'll give you an example. We had our A350s parked out in the desert here in California, and it takes about 6 months to get them back up into operation and back into being airworthy. And so we've been working on that. We've got 7 of them in operation. We still have 3 more to go. So we'll be working on that for the next few months.
Now, what are the gateways you currently offer from Australia to the U.S. and vice versa?
Well, Los Angeles is our biggest market. So from Los Angeles, we serve 3 cities, Brisbane, Melbourne, and Sydney. And we'll continue to do that with daily service. We'll be adding larger aircraft as those A380s come on board. We're also flying from Vancouver to Sydney, which we haven't been there with a year-round service for quite a while. We used to do just seasonal. And then we also do Dallas-Fort Worth to Sydney. And we have some plans for the future.
Anything announced that they're coming in now?
Yeah, as we get the more and more aircraft coming up and getting ready, we're going to be adding more service. So San Francisco to Sydney service will be starting back. We're trying to work it out so we can start that in October. And then Dallas-Fort Worth to Melbourne is another route.
I heard about that one. That's a good route.
Yeah, it is. And really, the Dallas-Fort Worth hub, working with American Airlines, does so well to us because it opens up a lot of small to mid-sized markets that can't reach LA as easily.
Right. Now, what have you been doing in terms of improving your onboard service and the whole experience on the planes while you've been sort of in hibernation?
Yeah, it's been really good because it's given us some time to work on the A380s, and so we were in the process of refurbishing the A380s prior to COVID.
So you were refurbishing them. You weren't taking them out of service because some airlines did.
No, we weren't. We were refurbishing them. And so what we've done is we've put all aisle access, lie flat beds in the business class. And the whole upstairs of the aircraft is all premium economy and business class. We also revamped the first class cabin, which is on the lower deck, and redid the economy seats as well. So it's really a nice product.
Yeah, it's funny because I like the A380, and when a lot of airlines decided, well, it's too big, I don't want to do it. I don't know why, but it was I just was on an A380 on Emirates, and it's a wonderful aircraft.
It is. It's a great aircraft, and it allows us to serve markets that are slot constrained. So Sydney's very slot constrained, so is Los Angeles. So if we can carry almost 500 passengers on an A380 with one flight, it makes it a lot easier than operating several smaller aircraft.
No, that's great. And I know I've always enjoyed it. And most of the time I've been to Australia, I have done Qantas, but although I'll lie, I did another airline to go recently just because it worked out with the routes. But it's soon, hopefully, when I go back the next time, I'll do in Qantas. But anything else you want to tell our travel advisors about Qantas today? I know you had a difficult, like all airlines, you had a difficult 2-3 years, right?
Yeah, we did. But the good news is we have a lot of our plans are back moving forward. So, for example, Project Sunrise will allow us to fly nonstop from New York, JFK to Sydney. That's 3 years away. So we're going to take delivery of that aircraft. And
that'll be one of the longest flights in the world. I mean, there is a longer one, but it goes a ways. And right now you don't have direct New York Sydney, no?
No, we don't. And that's something that we're going to look to address to get back into New York. Project Sunrise will do that in 3 years, but we'd like to get in there some other way a little bit earlier if we can.
Yeah, no, that would be great for me. I love LA, but I don't need to stop here on the way to Australia.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what a lot of people are saying, especially post-COVID. If they can get on the nonstop, even though it is a longer route, it's just worth it to avoid the headaches of connecting.
No, absolutely. Nobody likes to connect no matter what. And of course, you like other airlines, I'm sure you're dealing with issues like everybody seems to be delays and everything else. Maybe you've avoided that. I don't know.
No, we've had, I think like every airline, we've had operational challenges. You have staffing issues, and that happens whenever you're trying to get things up and running when it's been shut down for so long. We're getting there. I think the aircraft that are coming on board will help us run a cleaner operation, a smoother operation, more consistent. And that's really the key is getting everything back up and running consistently. And every day it seems to get better and better. And we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, no, and we're looking forward to that because I know a lot of Americans want to go to Australia specifically for leisure business. I know there's everybody's business travel as well that's coming back, but that seems maybe, I don't know if it's a little slower with Qantas or not, but in general, the U.S. airlines, it's been a little slower to get business travel back.
Yeah, we've seen the resource industry come back to Australia pretty good, but some of the others are a little bit slower coming back. The thing that's just been so impressive is the amount of leisure business that's come back. And it seems like people just had that pent-up demand to get to Australia. And now that they can, they're taking advantage of it, which is good for us.
Well, I know. I think one of the things COVID did do was to get all these people who, if they dreamed about going someplace, they said, all right, now I got to do it, right?
Yeah, that's true. And
it's like it was an aspirational destination, and now, all right, I want to go beyond aspirational. I'm going to do it, right?
Yeah, definitely we see that. And we see them not only going to the gateway cities, but exploring more and more of Australia, which is good.
Yeah, that's great. And you go all over Australia domestically as well. I did fly you domestically. It was great. We had no problem. Anything else? Where can travel advisors go to get more information about Qantas?
Well, we have our Agency Connect website, so Agency Connect North America website, and that's probably the best source for initial information. There's also links in there to contact our sales support site, and we have our sales managers. We've been hiring our team back, and so we're getting back out there on the road and making contact with our agencies.
Now, are you based here or are you based in Australia?
I'm based here in Los Angeles.
All right, so so you can call Dave and see what happens. You'll see what happens. And it sounds like everything's getting back and even more routes. Dave, I want to thank you for taking the time to tell us about how we can get to Australia even better.
Thanks, James. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the support, too.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.